Yo, what up? It's your boy Dan Gordon. We're here on the set of The Take reviewing Oliver Stone's 1991 controversial film, one of the most controversial films of all time, JFK. I'm joined with Matt McCormick and Horatiu Zglimbea. And we're going to be unearthing new evidence. We're going to name the real killer. We're going to bring all new theories to light.
Yeah, totally. All of those things, all at once.
Did he talk to you about this beforehand?
Yeah.
Oh, I was not prepared.
Well, you know, if you listened and you read your text messages and you read your emails and you answered your phone every once in a while, you know these things.
But I don't like you guys.
My fellow Americans, ask not what your theme song can do for you. Ask what you can do for your theme song. Welcome back to The Take. As I said in the intro, today we're reviewing Oliver Stone's 1991 controversial conspiracy movie, JFK. Is this your guys' first time watching the movie?
Yes.
Same here. First time.
Do you have any experience with John F. Kennedy outside of movies?
I have a little bit of experience with John F. K. I touched his car in the museum. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I did it anyways. We've had a little bit of an office meme for a while with JFK, hence the...
For sure.
The cutout.
I didn't have much experience with JFK before this job where Dan came in and decided to stuff it down our throats. I've had more than enough of JFK. More than enough up to here.
I'm trying to switch it over to Teddy Roosevelt as the office meme, you know, get a little rough.
I'll just say, when I was a kid, just to give you an idea of how far back JFK and I go, I was 5 years old. Me and my three brothers had presidential-themed trees planted in our backyard, and mine was a JFK tree from Arlington Cemetery.
So how do you theme trees to be president-related?
I just told you, it was from Arlington.
Did you blow off the top of yours?
Okay. Right off the bat with the disrespect. This is my third time seeing the movie. The first time I saw it, I was like 10 years old, and I took everything in it to be historical truth. And then as rewatches have gone on, I've been more skeptical of the movie, but we'll get into that in the review. Let's play a clip right now.
One shooter at one spot on a radio, maybe 3 teams. I'd say these professional riflemen too, Chief. They're serious people. Hunters. Patient. Takes skill to kill with the rifle, Chief. You gotta figure that's why there's been no execution of a chief executive with one in 200 years. 3, 2, 1.
What a great clip. Here's the plot synopsis from IMDB. A New Orleans DA discovers there's more to the Kennedy assassination than the official story. I'm going to give Horatiu Zglimbea 15 seconds to give his initial impressions on the movie. Go.
I thought the movie was really cool. I like historical pieces, historical drama, and conspiracy theories are really cool. And it was cool to see all these old actors back from 1991. It was a really star-studded cast and a lot of, secondary characters that were pretty cool, secondary actors, B-list actors, and it was fun to see.
Stop! All right, resident conspiracy theorist Matt McCormick, go.
I liked it a lot. It's very dialogue heavy, so if you're not used to that kind of thing, be ready. No action, but I really do like this kind of people sitting around in dialogue back and forth type deal. And when you're dealing with conspiracy, you need to do a lot of that. So I like the movie.
Ooh, 2 seconds to spare. Very nice. So are you guys Oliver Stone fans? How does this rank in his filmography with you?
I honestly couldn't tell you any other movie by Oliver Stone.
Let's see. Platoon, Natural Born Killers. Yeah?
It's up there. I mean, like, his entire body of work is really solid.
He's doing Snowden next. It's interesting he picked this story because if you know about the Jim Garrison case, He was actually, this case was like a complete laughing stock, and Jim Garrison, everyone hated this guy. even conspiracy theorists, even in that community, they regard him as a fool because he set back the credibility of the conspiracy theorists, like movements, like years, by doing this crazy case. And then Oliver Stone comes along and he just kind of,
Validates it somehow.
yeah. But that fits in Oliver Stone's wheelhouse because he's like a Vietnam veteran who is very distrustful of government. So it makes sense why he'd make this movie.
Yeah, this movie was very government is shady, and it's funny because, looking at it, you're watching it initially and you're just like, man, I can't believe they covered up the JFK assassination like that. Holy crap. But then you have to realize that, it's told in a lens, through a lens of someone who is against big government and against something like that. Like, there's always two sides to every story, and this is just one side to the story.
Yeah. How much credence do you lend these conspiracy theories? I want to gauge where you guys are at.
Well, I personally think that
who shot JFK?
Exactly. I don't think it was I'm not saying Lee Harvey Oswald was not the shooter, but I definitely don't think he was the only shooter. And some of the things that they put forth, such as that magic bullet theory and things of that nature, are pretty, that's pretty credible evidence that there was more to the JFK assassination than what is actually out there. And not to say that the government was involved. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't come to break into my house and take me away. And, I am not from this country, but I am a legal citizen of the United States of America, please.
You can break into my house. You can take me away. You already take away all my money, so just be done with it. Obama.
What about you, Matt, the king of conspiracy?
When you use the word conspiracy, it's basically a plot with multiple people to make something happen.
Correct.
So anything you do is theoretically a conspiracy. So when you say the word conspiracy, you're like kind of conspiracy, bringing it down a little bit, but at the same time, it's accurate to what it is. I grew up my entire life knowing that JFK was killed under shady circumstances. So I feel like there's not really so much as a theory, so much as it's like the conspiracy is fact and what happens. Does that make sense?
Not really.
No, it shouldn't.
It only makes sense for those of us who are drunk out there.
I'm not even
Thanks
drunk.
for
All right, no, you.
Now, the first time I saw this movie, like I said, I was 10 years old, so obviously I am going to believe whatever's put in front of me.
Wait a second. You saw this movie at 10 years old?
It's a lot to take in.
No
at 10.
wonder
Well-
that you're so crazed with this dude. You saw the president of the United States get his head blown out.
Well,
when
my
you were
parents were
10
never
years
too
old.
concerned about violence in movies so much as sexuality. So I was a little backwards in my upbringing there, but I turned out okay. So this movie inspired me to seek out the truth. So I rented a few library books. I've been lugging this obnoxious book around for the past week.
That belongs to the federal government. If you could not throw that around, we're already talking about the JFK assassination. We don't need to throw in defacement of public or of federal property.
It's Redford's.
I apologize to the Redford Library. Basically, this book, there's 200 pages devoted to this movie alone. This book is dedicated, it's written by some lawyer. He systematically goes through and debunks every conspiracy theory. And this is the only anti-conspiracy theory book on the market right now. But basically, what I learned from this book is that everything in this movie is every single scene is filled with fallacies.
Well, hold on. There is the overriding fact that there are parts of the report that are blocked until 2035.
I didn't see any penises in the film. Fallacies, not phalluses. Carry on.
Yeah, but my question is, even if this stuff isn't historically accurate, does that matter to you? Is it still a good movie? Does Oliver Stone have an obligation as a filmmaker or an artist to tell the truth?
No, because the truth isn't fully known. That's half the reason why we have the movie is because we know the truth, but we don't know the truth.
What I took this movie as was something that was simply not necessarily here's actually what happened. I think it's Oliver Stone showing him I distrust the government and I think that they possibly had something to do with the murder of JFK. But
I agree that artists don't really have to tell the truth for their work, but the problem with this movie is it kind of presents itself like a documentary. Mm-hmm. It's using 8mm footage and stuff. And you were saying before we started recording that you thought the autopsy photos were real.
They were very compelling. I really thought, and I even looked it up. I was like, wow. I looked up JFK autopsy pictures, and those exact pictures came up, and I was like, whoa, like they actually used that. And then of course you guys told me that's all under lock and key until 2000.
I heard they interviewed like a surgeon, or they brought him on set, and he said like the details were perfect down to even though it's a black and white sequence, down to the color of the tiles on the floor.
Yeah.
So there's so much attention to detail. Well, we're gonna go to a pizza break, so we're gonna let you watch a commercial while we eat this up. Commercial. Welcome back to The Take. Now I think we need to get into some of these conspiracy theories, start debunking them. Horatiu, you've gone on record now saying you believe there was more than one shooter. And in the film, Oliver Stone posits there were several groups of trained gunmen. And to that I would have to ask, if there were several trained gunmen in 3 different locations, there's like a triangle of death going on here, how do they miss so many times?
I don't think that it's exactly as Oliver Stone says. I just think that there are multiple, because, I mean, it's pretty telling, you know, the whole, even though it was a movie, the whole one man can't, you know, reload or whatever the bolt-action gun that he was using, do that in 5.6 seconds and get every single shot.
Well, that's the thing. I know why you believe that, because they told you that in the film. But in reality, the 3 trained experts, one of them was able to pull it off and do it better than Oswald did. And
this is what I get for just believing Hollywood.
it's true. The magic bullet theory has actually been disproven as well through virtual recreations. Sorry to take all the fun.
Son of a 1991.
But let's talk about the Mr. X scene, because I feel like you guys said that was your favorite sequence in the movie.
That was my
right?
favorite sequence in the movie.
What'd you like about it?
Just basically some guy being like, no, your government is not what you think it is. Let me sit down and I'm going to explain here for 10 minutes about how everything you believe is completely wrong.
It's very fantastical. It makes you feel like you're being pulled in as an insider, you know. But when you think about what's actually being said in that sequence, basically Donald Sutherland is saying the military-industrial complex killed Kennedy because he wanted to end the Vietnam War. And it's like, really? Like, it's a 14-minute sequence of them just talking at a park, and that's the bottom line. My take on the whole conspiracy theory.
He said, "Take it!"
is just no one wants to accept the fact that a great man like John F. Kennedy was shot down by some loony with a gun acting alone, because that doesn't have enough gravitas to it. So all
they didn't even touch my favorite JFK conspiracy theory.
Oh, what's that?
That he was assassinated because he was going to reveal the truth about alien disclosure.
Well, see, when you're killing the president of the United States, it's so easy to come up with a motive. That's why there's so many conspiracy theories out there.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like everyone wants him dead. Half of America wants him dead. It's really well constructed, but when you take a step back, you realize that it's all conjecture.
It's a really good exercise in dialogue and pacing.
Yeah.
I really thought, though, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier about using the 8mm, news footage and all that. I thought that was a really innovative way to put you into the actual story and make you feel like a part of it. And look, because I'm watching it and I'm like, wow, this is really...
Yeah, the recreations were great.
The recreations were great.
Texas Book Depository.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was, everything about it just felt authentic. And I liked the beginning, the color was, more reddish brown. Everything was reddish brown. And then when it came into present day, so 1966, 67, everything was more vibrant and colorful. I don't know, just stylistically.
This is a Tarantino cinematographer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's cool you were able to empathize with, everyone was like, what the hell is this Garrison guy thinking? Mm-hmm. Like, you're actually able to kind of see it from his perspective.
And I liked that at the end when he lost, he didn't like, oh, I'm so mad. He just calmly got up and said, I'm going to fight this forever, and then walked out.
Yeah, what did you think of his final monologue?
I liked it.
What about breaking the fourth wall?
That was weird. I was like, that's the moment where I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, this is just like a cool historical, like, here here is like some evidence, it was all believable up until that point that like all this stuff happened and JFK was killed by these three like group of gunmen, and then he broke that fourth wall, and I was like, oh, this is just a 3-hour propaganda film. Fight
But
your
you're the
government.
jury.
That's what he's saying.
But the jury that decided that case is long and dead, and now it has this
I get
preserved
that.
record on film that now you have to make that decision. So
It
it's
just
not,
makes
he's making the plead to you. He's not making the plead.
right, but
It just comes off as like self-righteous and like he's up on this high
Yeah,
horse.
but at the same time, these actions still affect us today.
So should this movie be taught in schools?
Well, no, this should not be. I don't think so. I think that this movie is just someone's vision of what they think happened, and nothing. I think the elements. I was fooled. You show this to kids. You show this to some high school, junior high kids. They're all gonna be fooled. Like they're stupider than I am. I think. So like they're all gonna be. Yeah, I said stupider, so probably not. I think they're all going to be fooled, and I don't think that this is safe to. It's important to take the elements of this that are true and things that possibly surrounded the JFK assassination that are strange circumstances, but it's not. I don't think it's a good idea to show this and be like, this is what could have happened.
I feel like it should be shown to everyone as much as possible. The message of the movie isn't who killed JFK. The message of the movie is don't trust your government.
Right.
And I feel like now, even more so than in 1969, that message is even more prevalent.
I agree, but you have to trust your
You
government to
can't.
a certain point.
You can trust your government to a certain point, like when it comes to getting your mail in your mailbox, or paving your roads, or having a cop go down your street. But when it comes to these bigger issues, and you're talking about so much money, when you're talking about world influence and world power absolutely corrupts. That is the one guaranteed thing that humanity has taught us throughout history. And when you get to a point where you have a ultimate power, you can't trust that power because your interests are not in that power's interests. Only those power's interests are in that power's interests.
What are you guys gonna give this out of 5 whatevers?
I'm gonna give this 4 manic Joe Pesci's.
Son of a.
Joe Pesci, he was great in this movie.
He was.
With this like glued on wig and the
Yeah.
eyebrows. He looks just like the real guy.
I am going to give this 3 gold-plated Tommy Lee Jones. Good luck,
Gold
Sarah.
plated. Oh, good. That's
Because he's spray
Spray
painted.
painted, yeah.
You know?
Hmm.
It's gonna be a 5, I bet you.
I'm gonna say 4.5.
He might give it a 6.
That's true. I'm gonna give this 4.5 out of 5. Powdered wig Tommy Lee Jones. Because I enjoy this movie
Said the
like
same
how I
thing.
enjoy like Mythbusters, you know? It's like Mythbusters are like, oh, we're these movie effects guys that are gonna debunk all these conspiracies, and Oliver Stone's like, oh, I'm a movie director and I'm qualified to debunk all these.
And plus, it's JFK, who you love. And
I talked a
adore.
lot in this movie in the review, but despite all the historical inaccuracies, I love this movie as a drama. You know, it's great movie making. When we come back from commercial break, we're gonna see who was paying attention in history class. Commercial. Welcome back to The Take. Now, as everyone knows, JFK is a decorated World War II hero. But do you guys know why?
Well, he's taken prisoner.
Not really. He commanded the PT-109. It was shot down by a Japanese ship. And he washed up on an island. His crew was stranded. And how he got off was he engraved a coconut, gave it to a native. The native took it to a commander on a nearby base, and they saved him. So,
I'd say that prisoner.
for our challenge, I have 3 coconuts here. And I'm going to put on each coconut, they're numbered, 1, 2, 3. On each coconut, I am going to put a message. And you guys have to discern which one was the message JFK sent back to the commander to rescue him.
Oh, wow.
This is.
So yeah, You guys want to do like rock, paper, scissors to see who picks first?
Yeah.
Sure. What, best 2 out of 3 or just one?
Just one.
Just
and I'll
one.
shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Horatiu won.
Okay. So 1, 2, or 3. There are slight discrepancies. I would have carved it like JFK did, but it would have been illegible. I tried. So
On the 4th coconut, he tried.
there you go. They're numbered.
Okay.
So you tell me.
This is a coconut? This isn't very hairy.
Okay, it's not a coconut, but
What are they?
you know, we're on a budget here.
I think
Coconuts aren't
Do I
in
take them
season.
all? Am I
No.
taking
Yeah,
them
yeah,
all?
you got to read them all.
Oh, he's got to read them all?
Yeah, discern which one is the real message.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick one.
One, very interesting.
What are these?
I don't know. I didn't even know it check out.
I don't know, but they're leaking.
I'm going to say
on me.
2.
Okay.
Can I bite it?
And the answer is.
This is a mango. 2! Yeah! There's 11 alive and not 9.
Yep,
It's-
11.
It says Neuro Island Commander, native knows pause it. He can pilot, 11 alive, needs small boat, Kennedy.
And Kennedy went on to turn that coconut into a paperweight. So, if you guys want to keep those for paperweights, be my guest.
What is this?
Wow, sore loser. I honestly have no idea. What's it taste like?
Like a mango mixed with a root?
This is how Matthew McCormick dies. Eating strange fruit or vegetables that are given to him.
If anyone
By
in the
Dan
viewing
Brown.
audience knows what this is, let me know.
You win a free Blu-ray. Yeah.
That's how you win the free digital download
If you're right.
for the Eli Roth movie, The Green Inferno.
Which is actually pretty.
Well, don't spoil it. If you can tell me what this fruit is, that'd be awesome. I'd like to know what I ate.
Like to know what I'm
I
gonna
know
die
that
from.
smell.
I know the smell. I don't know what it is. I want to say mango, but it's definitely not
No,
mango.
it's not mango.
It's like some mango hybrid.
It's a root. It's a root that my dad uses.
You know what?
in
It doesn't
cooking.
matter, because you know what it's time for? Mailfern! Mailfern! Woo!
Why do you guys get so excited about Mailfern every week?
Well, because, you know, it's the one time where, you know, I don't have to listen to this guy.
Yep. And our one viewer
All
writes
right.
in.
All right, so we've got one for Horatiu.
Who's Maddie?
That's me. And then we have Daniel. Please don't open yours
Daniela.
with brute force. There's a little note there for you.
Okay.
And then an unrelated all play, since I won the challenge.
And a related all play.
Since I won the challenge, I'm going to say Horatiu goes first.
All right. A viewer that is not John Farms asks, so we don't know if this is John Farms or is not John Farms. Who knows? Have you read/watched 11/22/63? And if you have, how do you feel these two depictions represents the murder of JFK? I have not read it. I have recently purchased the book, and it is a giant book. So I haven't started reading it because it's very scary. So I don't know how to answer this.
I read the book and watched the series, and I really like it. Yeah, it's probably more accurate to what actually happened than JFK was.
No and no.
Okay,
Moving on.
Viewer Mary Keel wants to know, why have there been no other siblings in politics like JFK and RFK? Too taboo? George Bush, Jeb Bush.
Well, I think brothers would have learned their lessons after what happened to RFK and JFK.
Yeah.
No, we still have dynasties. There's still political dynasties alive and well.
Damn. Oh, you didn't rip it this time.
Woo!
All right, he's learning.
Camera Lady Katie wants to know, has this movie altered your beliefs on the assassination of JFK? If so, do you believe your change in opinion is factually supported?
No, it doesn't change my opinion because it didn't talk about the alien conspiracy. And that's honestly what it probably is, so it didn't change my views at all.
It didn't really change my views. I always thought there was something shady about the JFK assassination, and I always thought that it was more to it than just one crazy nut job with a gun. So I guess it just reinforced those. I still don't know the truth, but the truth is out there.
I always suspected Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, and now I know it for a fact. So yeah.
Let's hit up that related all play.
Okay.
I feel like all the questions are all play, even though like the ones that
Ian Montgomery at Ian Montgomery 86 tweeted, "What's the craziest conspiracy someone you know believes or once believed?"
The craziest conspiracy, I mean, it's not quite a conspiracy, but one that's like really cool, and it is crazy, but it's also fun to think, is that Earth is like Australia, what Australia was to
Who
Great
believes
Britain.
that? What?
That there's like, that we were just like a prison
What does that even
planet,
mean?
or we were like, you know, just the miscreants of the, of the galaxy or of the universe were put on this backwater planet, and then we became this.
Apologies to our Australian viewers.
apologies.
Well, they are all descended from prisoners, so
It's not true.
screw you guys.
It's like saying we're all descendant from the Pilgrims and you're a communist.
You're
I mean, technically, I was descended from the Communist Party. Yeah. I mean, what do you want from me?
I don't know about conspiracies. Probably the stupidest thing someone I know has ever believed is all the stars are planets. He believed that when he was like 18 years old.
You do know that all the stars are suns that have planets around them, right?
I know that.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty smart for an 8-year-old to like
18.
Or 18? Oh, never mind that. My favorite is that the chemtrails out of an airplane are used to have a weather controlling system so that we can control the weather, and if we want to, we can make other countries' weather really or they can make our weather really It's all weather control program.
That's not true.
Ragin' Cajun at Ragin_Cajun2 on Twitter's asks us, what has been Eli Roth's best film to date?
Completely random question.
It's unrelated. Eli Roth.
I
I feel like his best
You know?
film to date was Inglourious Bastards, where he played the bear Jew. I think he's an director, and he's a much better actor and a much better producer. So,
Much better personality.
Yeah.
But I think his films have gotten worse as he's gone on. Cabin Fever is probably the best. Maybe Hostel 1. Hostel 2 sucked. Green Inferno was okay, and I heard Knock Knock's terrible.
What's Knock Knock? That's
The
how
Keanu
much
Reeves
I care.
movie.
That's how much I care about Eli Roth.
Yeah.
I
I still enjoy his films. They're fun. Fun schlock.
Fun schlock.
Gotta get that word in there at least once on the show.
I abstain from this question.
Well, that just about does it for this episode. What are we reviewing next month, Matt?
Well, we're taking a jump into the modern age. We're doing it. We're going to do Force Awakens. It's got to be done.
Whoa.
It's got to be done. We're going to have a good time with that.
Yeah, we are. I have a lot to say about The Force Awakens.
It's been a
Some
while.
good,
I've been kind of
some
burnt out on that
bad.
movie for a while. I think I'm ready to revisit it.
I've only seen it once.
It finally ended its domestic run this week as we're filming at a grand total of $968 million worldwide.
I thought it was billion.
No, Disney sold over $1 billion because they had like 4 blockbusters come out at once because Disney is Blockbuster now. But
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Gmail. Bye.
see ya!
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
Horatio's waiting for you.
And the thing and the don't. I just thought you were throwing that. I was like, okay, watch the eye.